Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Build the Nation journey here with Bulgaria. It's episode number 10. We've reached the end of season 3 and successfully completed phase 3 of our quest. I've decided not to come back and do the final game of the season. It was very much a dead rubber. We've not been great in that second phase of the league, which I guess is the best place to start. And the first game that we had against Itar, and unfortunately I just cannot seem to beat Itar. We were beaten quite comfortably 3-0, which was very, very disappointing. That gap to Itar just grew again, which of course was poor. And one team I can beat though is Slavia Sofia. I'll just move myself across so we can see our formation there in the bottom left corner. We thumped Slavia Sofia 4-1. It was 3-0 at half time. Kurtadur with a double, Oscar Cole and Wilson Samake with the goals. We were very, very good. And then this happened. We took on Arda Karjali and we were looking quite comfortable. We were 2-0 up in this game. We were 3-1 up after 81 minutes. They scored 4 goals in the 85th, 88th, 92nd and 94th minute, which was shocking. The collapse that we've had was appalling, absolutely appalling. One thing that has come from it though is I've got a recognisable name, a player who I know, and this is thanks to second yellow card. It's a player who he signs quite often in his Build the Nation saves, and that is Panache Mutabanyoko, or Panache as we're going to be calling him. He is a Zimbabwean striker and he's actually very, very good, and his contract's expiring. So we've signed him. He's coming in next season on around about £500 a week. So he will be the highest earner at the club. But he's got decent pace. He can finish. He does score a lot of goals. It doesn't look like he has this season. Although I'm not quite sure what those stats actually relate to. Do they relate to the second phase? He's played a total of 7 games this season and only scored 1 goal. But that is something that we can very much change in our system. So we've got Panache coming in. So after that really disappointing collapse against Arda, then we went away to Slavia Sofia and we battered them again. Chuka, Oscar Cole and Zahir Ibarra with the goals in this one. We played really, really well again, and Slavia Sofia seemed to be the only team I can beat in this second phase, because we lost to Itar again 2-1, this time at home. Again, we were quite poor in this one. Chervak and Duvail, the only 2 players who can really hold the heads up high in this one. I just can't beat Itar. But we did win on the final day of the season against Arda, and it was Dikite and Chuka got 2 goals in the same minute this time. Chuka, the Spaniard, in what is his final appearance for the club. Yeah, he played really well. So, yeah, did actually beat Arda this time. Didn't collapse against them. So where that actually leaves us in the second phase is we finished 3rd in it. We have beaten Slavia Sofia, so that's effectively 9th place in the table. I think that would work out as not the best season, but you've got to remember we are a newly promoted side who weren't supposed to be promoted anyway. And we've gone and done that. So that is phase 3 of our journey complete. Phase 4 now is to qualify for Europe. And speaking of Europe, let's have a quick look at how the Bulgarian teams have got on in Europe this season. And the first of those teams is Ludogorets Razgrad, of course the biggest club in Bulgaria, and they've had a very, very successful season in Europe. Unfortunately, they didn't qualify for the Champions League group phase. They were knocked out in the end by Dinamo Zagreb in the playoff at the final stage. But they then went on to have quite a successful Europa League phase. If we have a quick look at the league phase, they actually finished in 14th place with 13 points, picking up 3 wins along the way. So that's pretty decent as far as Ludogorets are concerned. They did get through the knockout as well against Braga. Unfortunately, they lost in the round of 16 to FC Köln, but that should be some good coefficient score there as far as Ludogorets are concerned. Next up we have Levski Sofia, champions from 2 years ago, of course. Again, they got straight into the Conference League phase, which it looks like they've done very, very well in. Finishing 2nd behind Atalanta, 5 wins from 6 games. Again, is a good performance as far as Europe is concerned. They get through the round of 16 as well against Sparta Prague. Unfortunately, they've knocked out in the quarter-final by Olympiacos, but good performance from Levski Sofia. Plovdiv were also in European competitions this season in the Conference League. They got through the first qualifying round, the second qualifying round in the league path before getting knocked out by Union Berlin in the very next round. So not too great as far as Botiv are concerned. And finally, we have CSKA 1948 Sofia, again in the Conference League. Second path qualifying, they got through. They got through in the third qualifying path as well before losing in the end to Hapoel Beersheva in the fourth qualifying path. So again, okay, couple of wins along the way. Not great though. So where that actually leaves us in terms of points earned this year, of course, we're currently in 25th position, but they've had a fantastic season so far this time around. The Bulgarian clubs earning 11.375, which is the most of all the teams around us, which is really, really good. And we're losing a 4 off the end here. You lose the oldest one. So we're gaining 7.35 there. We're gaining in terms of coefficients, which, as you can see, is going to move us above a couple of teams, and there's nobody behind us really coming up behind. So we're going to move above a couple of nations this season, which is really, really good. In terms of qualification places, it might even change us this one here into this one. We might move up enough to do that. We only need to move up 2 places, which I think we're going to be doing. So that's potential to go further into the Champions League, straight into the second qualifying round instead of the first qualifying round there. For Ludogorets that will be for, because they are the champions, which is good. In terms of our support profile for this season, we've actually lost some fans on social media, which is quite rare really, considering the season that we have had. Season ticket supporters for this season were 92, which is an improvement on last season's 35. So that's good. That is us going in the right direction. Seasonal, in terms of the seasonal performance, we will have a look at the data hub, shall we? And let's see exactly how we performed in terms of the league. We did score more than the average goals per game, not by much, which is a little bit poor really. We did concede, however, a lot more than the average. So we are quite poor defensively, really. Shots per game, again, we're above average, which is good. Pass completion ratio, again, above average, which again is good. So we're okay going forward. We're slightly better than average, but defensively, we are actually quite poor, and that is reflected in here. We okay in terms of fouls, but expected goals against for us is 0.5 more than the league average. We concede a lot more than the league average. Tackles wise is about average. Interceptions, we don't intercept the ball a lot. Clearances, again, we're not great defensively. Let's put it that way, and that's probably the area that I'm going to have to focus on in the pre-season. In terms of what the board expect from us for next season is to finish in mid-table. That is the new objective. Continue to finish in mid-table. Coincidentally, by the way, guys, we did have another board takeover rumour during the season. Again, it didn't go through. But yeah, the board are quite satisfied with us. Attacking football, high tempo pressing football is what they want. Possession football and entertaining football is something that we all do at the club, but they want us to finish mid-table. Now we're going to be aiming to finish higher than that, of course, to complete phase 4. We need to be qualifying for Europe. So moving on to our end of season preview here at Bdin, and this is the signing of the season. It's considered to be Wilson Samake, the 22-year-old, who got an A+. Only six goals in 13 appearances is not too bad. This is dominated by the REM players, of course it is. Jano Liebert's in there as well. As far as the season results went, we of course were tasked with avoiding to finish at bottom of the table. It says final position 3rd, but that's in that second phase. It's weird the way it does it. Top goal scorer was Chuka though, with 8 goals, which is an area that we've obviously really struggled in. But the board had given us a B+ for the season. As far as the cup was concerned, we were knocked out in the second round, which was quite poor. Knocked out by Lokomotiv Plodiv. Only a C+ from the board in this one. Moments to remember, our biggest win was against Maritza in the cup first round, 4-0. Match to remember was a 4-2 win over Slavia Sofia way back in September. And goal of the season was awarded to Chuka in the final game of the season against Arda Karjali. Financially, the club is okay. Sponsorship is same as last season. We have brought in a lot more broadcast revenue though. Corporate hospitality, competition prize money is slightly better. Match day commercial money is a lot better as well. In terms of shirt sales, Chuka's selling the most. Then got Cole, Diakite, Bilo Bashakoglu, who by the way has got a damaged spine, he's out for several months, and then Nadanov. And what is considered to be the team of the season, it is Montoya, Bamba, Dumarcelo, Chervak, El Maghrabi, Diakite, Colt, Duvel, Ruil, and Chuka, with Baruti Liamba as the front man. In terms of the players' accolades themselves, the fans' player of the season was Oscar Cole, young player of the season was Leo Ruil, and signing the season being Musa Diakite. Goal of the season, we already know, is Chuka. Top goal scorer was Chuka. Most assists on that left wing with 9 is Jules Devel. He's also picked up the most player of the match awards. Oscar Cole with the highest average rating, and Nikola Borisov with the most passes completed per 90 minutes. Most goals by player in a match is a new record for Oscar Cole at 3, and highest transfer fee received for Klementov at 23.59k. And I've won an award, guys. I've won the Players Manager of the Season in Bulgaria, which is a little bit of a shock to me. Yeah, a 33% win ratio this season is quite poor, really, and a minus 19 goal difference. But we've won the Players Manager of the Season. And then finally, guys, just a quick update on where the league has ranked up to. We have moved up 3 places into 22nd position now, which is good going. We're over here. Let me move myself over. I'll also scroll down a little bit, shall we? We've moved up 3 positions from 25th to 22nd at the most reputable league in Europe. 3 stars of reputation, which is good. We've moved above Israel and the Croatian top flight there. The Super League, Romanian Super League has also gone up with. We're almost at a cinch Premiership level in Scotland, which is good. Obviously, we've not contributed to that yet, so which shows you how well the Bulgarian teams are doing. Hopefully, we start contributing to it reasonably soon. England and Spain, the 2 biggest ones, they've gained loads of coefficients this season. Newcastle and Athletic Bilbao. And Bulgaria rise in the coefficients table, as it says there. We've moved up 6 places to 19th. Wow, we've moved up 6 places. I wasn't expecting quite that many, which is really, really good. So we're now on a 30.75, which gives us... where are we? We're 19th. Yeah, as I said, we've got that 1 extra step in the Champions League qualifying. Everything else remains the same. So that's going to wrap us up for today, guys. We have had some money come in as well. It came in from, I don't know. It just appeared. It just appeared somewhere last month. Let's have a look. It's the sponsorship money. The sponsorship money has come in last month, so we're now back in the black. Obviously, I've got all the pre-season to play through and stuff like that. Hopefully, we can sign some new players and get us moving up the table. But guys, thank you for tuning in to season 3, episode 10. Going forward is where I'm going to start now to try and edit things a little bit differently, so the format from now on will change, hopefully, if I can figure out how to do it, because like I said, I'm not very good at the editing thing. I never have been, and I probably never will be, but hopefully I can try. But guys, thank you for watching the end of season 3. We're now moving into phase 4 of our rebuild here, which is qualifying for Europe, and hopefully we can do that next season. But I hope to see you all again then, and thank you very much for being here, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.